CIG TV News Update, I'm Donna Bush. Thanks for joining me. The chartered Cayman Airways hurricane relief flight from Grand Cayman to the British overseas territory of Anguilla took over just 2.5 hours on Tuesday, but the impact of Hurricane Irma could be seen from miles above as the Cayman contingent led by Premier the Honourable Alden McLaughlin prepared to land.
Unfortunately for me, it brought back some very, very vivid memories of Hurricane Ivan, which is almost exactly 13 years ago. So it's very familiar, but I'm already very encouraged by the obvious resilience of the Anguillans, the capability, obvious capability of the Chief Minister, Victor Banks, and the new governor here, Governor Foy. And they seem to have a handle on it and a plan. They've already cleared all of the roads, and now they're moving ahead with debris. There's going to be quite a struggle, I believe, to get power back up because all power is out. But they're working on all of those things and they have a plan. And people are at it. It reminds me of the way we were back in Cayman in 2004.
Now, Cayman's relief effort included more than 15,000 pounds of needed items, including drinking water and medical supplies. The group of personnel who will be staying for a couple of weeks includes local doctors and nurses from the HSA and Health Services Authority. Now, once the group landed safely, Premier McLaughlin and a contingent was met by the island's leaders, including Chief Minister Victor Banks, Deputy Governor Perrin Bradley, and Governor His Excellency Tim Foy, who all expressed their thanks for the assistance given by the government and others in the Cayman Islands.
I think the whole process of having joint ministerial council meetings and the pre-joint ministerial council meetings has brought the overseas territories that much closer together. And importantly, we know each other. The leaders know each other, and a lot of the technical staff know each other because of the interaction and relationships that we have developed. And so it's a lot easier, communication is a lot easier. And they are our brothers and sisters. The overseas territories now, the combined populations of all of them is only about 250,000 people. So, you know, we are relatively small, smaller than most countries, actually. And we are very, very vulnerable, most of us. We live on islands whose safety and security is often threatened by natural disaster. Our economies are very vulnerable. All are very outward facing, relying principally on tourism and financial services or those kinds of things. So we have a lot in common, and we understand we need to stick together and support each other in good times and in bad.
At a time like this, it's good to know that your colleagues and brothers from across the region have responded in the way that they have. We all live in a region that is susceptible to hurricanes, and we know each other's pain. Cayman Islands have gone through a similar hurricane in the past. We have gone through several hurricanes, and so have our brothers and sisters in the region. And we know what it takes, and we know how important it is to show solidarity and do something to lift spirits. I met Premier Alden in 2002 when we used to go to the Ministerial Consultative Council in London. All the overseas territories are part of that exercise, and we have become very close friends and associates. But in addition to that, Caymanians have been friends of Anguilla in terms of the support they're giving us for medical treatment overseas, with Health City Cayman, and we have built a very strong relationship with its people. The colleagues from the colleague prime ministers and heads of state from the region have also responded. But this Caymanian effort is a demonstration that we have strong communication as overseas territories, and we understand what the needs are, because the aid package that they brought here included medical support and supplies, personnel, as well as food, water, and sanitary supplies. These are the critical elements of the relief packages that we need at this time. Next week we'll go into another mode, of course, which will involve more building materials. Tarpaulins are coming in as well, chainsaws, generators. Those kind of hardware are important for assisting the recovery effort. But certainly the gesture is a huge gesture in terms of where we are today. The relief supplies are running out, and every day they're being replenished. And if we have a constant flow coming in, it will make everybody happy. It's important that we meet the immediate needs of the people. There are some people who have lost everything, but they've been spared to have their lives, which is important. So as we have done in the past, we can rebuild. As happened in Cayman Islands, they rebuild. So they understand what this is all about.
Anguilla's been badly hit, and so the aid here is very important. It's heading up to our hospital, where it would be serving people that have been damaged and hurt and in need of assistance. But more importantly, I think it's a sign of fellowship and support from a fellow overseas territory. And in a way, any gift, no matter how big or small, and this has been very big, has a real value when it comes from those who are closest to you and those who are part of the overseas territory family. So on behalf of Her Majesty the Queen, as I'm her representative here, I just want to say thank you to the Premier for coming today, bringing his staff and bringing the assistance, but a particular thanks to the government and the people of the Cayman Islands who've come to their sister overseas territory at one of its most difficult times.
Anguilla's been hit hard. It's been a terrible blow for us. And in order for us to get back on our feet, we'll need all the help and support we can get. And I think it's so amazing that the government of the Caymans and the people of the Cayman Islands have been so generous in offering this support in our time of need. They say who your friends are when you're in need. And I think this shows us clearly who our friends are. But I'd like to personally say thank you to DG Mandison, who's been a great colleague and counterpart of mine over the years, very great supporter of mine, and I'm very pleased about his role in organizing this. So I'd like to give a special thank you to him for his role in making this happen.
Anguillan officials told the CIG TV crew there has been relatively no looting or criminal activity after Hurricane Irma. There's no curfew and there was no state of emergency order put in place. We also learned that Anguilla's residents were out immediately following the storm, cleaning up and working to pick up the pieces after the devastating experience. And along with help from the other islands, the Foreign and Commonwealth Secretary of State, the Right Honorable Boris Johnson, went to Anguilla on Tuesday to assess the damage and needs of the island. And Chief Minister Banks says the UK pledged to send relief teams and supplies the day after Irma passed, and they have lived up to that pledge.